So let me ask you, you tell me, would you prefer arms like this or arms like that? Would you prefer to have calves that can help you jump that look like this, or calves that look like that? Curves that look like this or like that? Would you rather have lips that look like this or lips that look like that? Well, according to over 30,000 albino European sisters, they want lips that look like that. How do I know? Because they do 30 to 40,000 legal surgeries in the United States per year. We're not counting illegal ones. What does that equate to? That's over 400 basketballs full of plastic going in people's mouths per year to try to look like what this guy calls
us. And in fact, the Africans who came out from Africa have no evidence of any Neanderthal genes in them. No evidence of admixture. So they're the real pure humans. Homo sapiens. Really, really interesting, and it gives you a lot to think about.
Oddly enough, the ones that's supposed to be the standard of beauty that we're forced to see whether we like it or not, 5,000 advertisements every single day. The lips is the beginning of an erogenous zone. And the lips actually has 4 muscles. Did you know that? I didn't know that. It actually has 4 muscles. And so when you're devoid of those muscles, you begin to take away the opportunity to enjoy the erogenous zone in the same way. The passion in the same ways is not the same. Keep in mind, the lips is also the beginning of your experience with food or anything, right? So when you see someone that has pale lips in albino brothers and sisters, you're actually looking at the blood vessels pushing forward in their lips because it's devoid of melanin. And when you see somebody rich in melanin, their experience to everything in regards to their lips is probably different, from intimacy to food to a lot of different things. The challenge is it doesn't have the same power as the actual 4 muscles. So it appears to have the look of the 4 muscles that melanin produces and the voluptuous, being voluptuous like what melanin produces, but it's not having the same benefits that melanin produces. Actually, it's kind of anti-benefits because you're putting plastic in your mouth. One of the main things that albino women tend to put in their lips is a thing called Juvederm. It's kind of nasty. It's a gel. They have to take a needle and poke it in the mouth, which is, they have to numb the mouth, you know, like you go into a dentist and they have to do that. So it's not super long, but the cost is about $1,000 on average in order to have this appeal of a melanin-rich lip. Unfortunately, one of the downsides of getting the gel or plastic put in your lips is it affects what is called the infraorbital nerve, and the infraorbital nerve often affects sensations, right? Intimacy and food, some of the most beautiful things the mouth was created for, it affects that. And sometimes it can affect the mouth in such a way that one part can be higher or lower and it doesn't recover. That becomes the way your mouth looks potentially forever, unfortunately. But that's some of the costs that in particular albino women have to take or count the cost there in trying to have the look of a melanin, a woman rich in melanin. So help me understand, how is this not the most beautiful thing you have ever seen? So stop trying to convince all these melanin women all over the planet that the standard for beauty is an albino sister. No, the standard for beauty for centuries, over 1 billion years, has been what our good doctor said, the original human, that melanin woman. So help me understand, who's paying for all these magazines to see all these albino sisters on the front cover when 95% of the planet is choosing melanin women to procreate with, to stare at, to dream about, to talk about, to write poems about, like this scripture right here? Look Look, I'm not saying albino sisters don't have their sense of beauty, but the standard of beauty? Listen, as 1 Corinthians 13 always says, love delights in the truth. So family, in everything you do, and I mean in everything, breathe love. This is Marcell Russell. I'll see you around, fam. Take care. And breathe love.